Hi everyone, it's Christy from Green Eye Tarot. So today I'm here just to film sort of a favorites video, just what I've been up to, things that I've really been loving, some new things that I have, just sort of like an update. I know it's been a while, so this isn't really for any one particular month, just sort of a recent favorites. So a little bit of everything, candles, crystals, some beauty stuff, books that I've been reading and really enjoying, and then of course the decks that I've been working with, and just sort of a little bit of a life update. So just sort of a really casual, cozy little chat. It's Sunday afternoon, so a little Sunday afternoon chat about what I've been up to. I'll definitely put timestamps below for the different things, because in case you literally have no interest in candles or beauty products or things like that, you can definitely skip over that and get right to the books and the decks and things if that's what you're interested in. But maybe grab yourself a drink. I have a lovely iced coffee from Dunkin', half decaf because it's the afternoon. Iced coffee with oat milk and 1 pump of sweetener. Perfect. Perfect for a Sunday afternoon. It's beautiful here today. It's almost 60 degrees, so I have all the windows open. So if you hear lots of noise, it's because people are outside enjoying this beautiful weather. It's really nice, sunny and breezy, and just the sun's nice and warm. So spring's definitely coming. I can definitely feel it. But yeah, so we're just going to get right into it in no particular order. I'm just going to start talking about stuff that I've been really loving, some favorites for the last couple of months. All right, so we'll start with beauty stuff, because there's really not that much. I've just sort of stumbled upon a bunch of sort of new beauty products that I've been using for the past couple of months that I really love. And because I find that as I'm getting older, I never really like to wear a lot of makeup. And I find now, as I'm even more so as I'm getting older, that I like sort of really natural looking makeup. And, something that's really easy to do. I go to work every day, so that's not going to take me forever. And that kind of like matches my age and how I feel about wearing makeup. So I've started wearing a ton of just creamy makeup. I don't wear powdered anything anymore. No powdered eyeshadow, no blush. Everything is sort of liquid or cream, because I find that it sits nice on my face and it doesn't settle all into those fine lines and wrinkles. But so along those lines, sort of in combating these signs of aging, I came upon this eye, sort of like an eye cream. It's from Ayurveda, the Ayurveda Experience. It's called Rufolia Periorbital Eye Emulsion. That's like a mouthful, isn't it? Oh my gosh. So anyway, so it comes in this tube. It's got, it has niacinamide and hyaluronic acid, but it also has a lot of like essential oils and herbs. It's made in India. It's all natural. There's a lot of like natural ingredients in this. And basically you just put it like here and here and here, and then just sort of in a C motion, do your entire eyelid, everything. So it kind of helps with the dry eyelids and the crow's feet. It's like helps with dark circles and like puffiness, and then the wrinkles, which is great because I need help with all of those things. And I don't really like using a lot of heavy things. And I like things that are natural. I have pretty sensitive skin, so I tend to look for things that are all natural or vegan, or use all natural ingredients. So this is the Ayurveda Experience. Like I said, it's called Rufolia Periorbital Eye Emulsion. And you only need like a little bit for each eye. It's really great morning and at night before I go to bed. And I think this was about $22. So not too expensive. I don't really spend a lot of money. I don't want to spend $60, $70 on eye cream. But this one is really nice. It smells really nice because like I said, it has a lot of essential oils and things. The other thing that I've been using is I have to be careful with like moisturizers and things, because I said I have sensitive skin. I'm like pretty sensitive to certain fragrances. I'm allergic to sulfites, so anything with sulfates in it is a problem for me, typically. So I found this e.l.f. which is a very affordable brand that you can get in CVS and like pharmacies and Target, and you can get it online, get it on Amazon. I mean, it's a very affordable brand. So I was really surprised. I found this e.l.f. Skin Holy Hydration Face Cream, fragrance free. So they have a fragrance free version, which I was like super excited about. So hopefully the camera will focus. e.l.f. Skin, like I said, Holy Hydration. And this has hyaluronic acid and peptides. And basically it can be used for like any skin type. It comes in like this jar, and I don't know how many ounces this is, but I don't need a lot. You definitely don't need a lot. It has pretty much no fragrance. Doesn't really smell like anything because this is the fragrance free, but it's like, you know, typical cream, but it just melts into your skin so nice, and it moisturizes without leaving it really oily. My face is like nice and soft, and I've noticed now after using this for about 2 weeks or so now, I don't know, my skin just seems like plumper. I don't know how to describe it, but like a little more moisturized and just plump and like brighter. I don't know. My complexion looks really good after I started using this. So that's one of those that, like I said, I think it was $12 maybe. I think you can even get it cheaper than that, but so far it's working really nice. I really like it. So that's it for like skincare type stuff. In terms of makeup, something like I said, I've been using creams, liquid cream, like everything. And I found this at Ulta Beauty. And it is called Cheek Squad. It's a cream face palette in Pop of Petal is the color. I think it comes in 2 colors. So this is what it looks like. It's like a little stack. So now I don't know if anyone has seen those, like that brand. I can't remember the name, but it's like a stack and it's got everything in it, and it's like really expensive. I kept seeing it and I was like, I really want it. And I'm like, I cannot justify spending this amount of money on makeup, but it looks almost just like this. Well, this I got at Ulta, and I think it was $12. Okay. And it comes with 3 different little that open. And so this one is like the bronzer. So you just rub your finger. It's very creamy. You rub it in. So this is like a bronzer. And then you have the top color, which is like your blush, which would go on like the apples of your cheeks. And then you have a highlighter in the middle. So that like you can I usually put it like in my nose, like just highlight areas of my face. So I have this on today. I absolutely love it. It gives you just a nice like flush of color, and it's all in one little, like this is all I need. I just need this and I'm done. Like, and you can use it like on your eyelids. Like you use it for like, you know, like eyeshadow. You can put a little on your lips. All I know is that this is the most affordable little all-in-one that I've ever seen, and it's really nice, and I really love the color. So like I said, it's Pop of Petal. It's from Ulta. It's called Ulta Cheek Squad. You can get this on their website. I got it right in the store. They actually happen to have it at the Ulta near me, but it was so affordable. And like I said, I can't remember the name of that other brand that sells like a stack like this, but it's like a really expensive brand, and I never could justify spending the money on it, but this one is great. I use it all the time. And then the other thing that I found that I sort of fell in love with are these Julep Beauty eyeshadow. It's the cream to powder eyeshadow sticks. They look like this. Again, I don't know if anyone's ever seen the Thrive Cosmetics brand that has like these like eye cream to powder eyeshadow sticks. Again, they're pretty expensive, pretty hefty in price. These I got on Amazon for, I think they were maybe $12 each. Some of them might have been on sale, but so basically they're really neat. So they come in this like, and then so here when you just turn this, and then the product comes out like that. So this color is, if I can actually see this, Clay Putty. So they have matte, and they have matte, and they have like shiny ones. I don't really like sparkly things on my eyes, so I get the matte ones. And so you just literally like put it all over your eyelid, and then on the bottom it has this little spongy thing, a blender, that's the word I'm looking for, a blender, and then you just literally blend it in your eye at like after you put it on, and that's it. And like if you want, you can get darker colors. I have 3 colors right now. I like pretty neutral colors, but they have all sorts of colors. So I have caramel matte, putty matte, and clay matte. And so like the caramel matte's like a little darker, but it's still like it's very neutral. It's still like a very neutral color, if you can see. So, but it is like a brownish kind of color. I don't know. I love them. They're so creamy. They go on. They don't go in your creases. Like it doesn't crack and crease. Like powder. It's not powdery. It's not all over. It's so easy to put on. And then you just like blend it in and go. So I have, like I said, 3 colors. I have tons of colors you can choose from. But this is Julep Beauty. And this is the cream to powder eyeshadow stick. I'm in love with it. So yeah, so those are the only things really for skincare and makeup. Like I said, I've really pared down my makeup. I don't buy makeup. When I find something I love, I tend to stick to it. And like I said, this is so easy and it goes on so nice and it looks so natural, which is like really what I'm going for. So the only other thing that I have that's sort of like beauty related is this fragrance that I started wearing. So I'm really picky with perfumes and things like that. Again, I'm pretty sensitive to certain things, certain smells and things like that. So I usually find perfume and I stick to it, and like that's the one I wear forever. But I found this scent, which is half the price of this other brand that I was wearing, which is very expensive, and I could never justify actually spending the money on it. I had a gift card, and that's what I ended up buying it, and it was like almost $200. And if I didn't have the gift card, I never would have purchased it. But I fell in love with it, and of course, I'm out of it now. I'm running out of it. So I had to find another fragrance that was sort of the same. So I started researching and I found this one. It's by Dead Cool. So it's DEDCOOL. I don't even know if you can see that, but it's called Dead Cool. And this one is called Blonde. It's fragrance number 03. I believe it's called Blonde is the name of it. But this is vegan and it's unisex. And I kind of love it because I love really like woodsy, earthy scents. So this is a unisex. But you know, as with any fragrance, it smells different on everyone. But this is so good. It's got black saffron, vetiver. It's so luscious and spicy and like woodsy. Oh my God, it's just so good. So I'm really happy I found this. It's called Dead Cool. I believe you can get it at like Sephora has it. But this is 03. Like I said, it's unisex, it's vegan. It smells really nice, and it's more than half the price of the other fragrance that I was wearing. So I'm really happy I found this because it smells almost exactly the same. And now I have a whole new fresh bottle of it, so I can wear that every day, which is usually I wear it almost every single day, but it smells so good. Oh, it's so good. So if you're a fragrance person who likes to try different fragrances, I would definitely check them out. They have a few different ones that smell really good, but I like the woodsy, very earthy type of scent. So that's Dead Cool Blonde, it's called. All right, so now I'm gonna move on to candles and crystals. We'll just lump those together. Candles and crystals. So I only have one candle. I tend to go candle crazy. I love candles because, again, when I find a scent that I love, I get so excited because I'm so picky with candles. I don't like florally stuff. I don't like sweet. Again, I like earthy types of candles. So I found this one, which is in this like gorgeous container. It has this like metal label on it. Wood Smoke Embers, it's called. So I got this I think I got it at TJ Maxx. It has this really nice metal little loop thing to pull off the top. So it's, oh my God. So it's Wood Smoke Embers, and I can't even describe. It smells exactly like that, sort of like a fire, like a wood burning fireplace, and like a little sandalwood. Oh, it's so good. And like I said, I got it at TJ Maxx. And it was, I think I got it on clearance. It was in like the clearance section. I got it for $8. And I was so excited and I burn it and it just smells so good. My partner, he loves it. He's very picky too, and he loves this. Every time I burn it, he's like, oh, it smells so good in here. So that's Wood Smoke Embers. It's by a brand called 96. I don't know, it says 96 Wood Smoke Embers, and it's like a limited edition, it says, but I did get it at TJ Maxx, so you might be able to find it. Oh my God, but it smells so good. I'm so excited. I've been burning that like nonstop. For crystals, so I have this bracelet that I got at a local metaphysical shop. I tend to wear crystal bracelets. I have a lot of them for different things and different energies. But I got this one, and I got this at, like I said, local metaphysical shop. It is carnelian, tiger's eye, and smoky quartz, which are happen to be three of my favorite crystals. But it's a career success bracelet because I started a new job last week. So last week was my first full week of my new job. So I had bought this about a week before I started. Like I said, some of my favorite crystals, but I've been wearing it every day. I wore it every day leading up to that. Just, so I can sort of feel grounded in my, in like confidence in myself and just really wear it so that I can, feel successful, and have that, like I said, that confidence and that self-esteem and, sort of ground myself so that I can, put myself into this new role, that I've taken on. So I've definitely been wearing that. I love it. It's really pretty. Look, hello. Yeah, so I've been loving this one. Wear this one. I have labradorite on right now, and also bloodstone. So I love bracelets, crystal bracelets. As long as you make sure they're like sourced properly and that they're actually the crystals and not just glass beads. So you have to kind of do your research in terms of where you get these and where you find these. But I happen to have great local. I'm just lucky. I have great local shops that are trustworthy and that, where I can get really nice crystal bracelets. So other crystals that I've been loving and sort of working with these past few months is this garnet. So I got this garnet freeform. I know it's so hard to focus the camera, but yeah, so this is a garnet freeform. And garnet happens to be my birthstone, but this one's really cool because it's smooth. It feels like it's really heavy, it's solid, like in the hand. And garnet is great for strength and courage and grounding. It is an earth stone. I'm an earth sign, so I'm attracted to very earthy stones. But like I said, this is a garnet. It's beautiful. Like I said, it fits so nice in the palm of your hand. And it's got all these cool edges, so it's smooth, like on every side. You can kind of turn it in your hand. But garnet is very good for sort of strength and courage and grounding, grounding yourself. Again, a grounding stone. And the other stone that I've been just loving is this aragonite, sort of a raw aragonite, which is awesome. It has lots of sparkle. Like I said, the camera is like not going to focus. It's not going to cooperate, but it has a lot of sparkle on it. And yeah, so it's a raw, piece of aragonite. And aragonite is also good for strength and sort of emotional healing and just it has a very healing energy to it. And with the garnet, like sort of like dispelling negative energy, anxiety, panic, things like that. So I've had a lot of stress lately over the past couple of months, big decisions I've made in my life. So grounding stones. I also got another smoky quartz, which is like, I have so much smoky quartz, but it is my favorite. It probably is my favorite stone besides clear quartz, because I love clear quartz. But smoky quartz, I just adore. So I got another big hunk of smoky quartz. Again, such a grounding stone. It's an earthy earth stone, and I tend towards those type of earthy, types of stones. So I've had the smoky quartz. So that's really it for crystals. Like I said, I've had a lot of stress and like big changes and things. So I've been really seeking out grounding, healing, earthy type of energies with the stones. So those are really the crystals that I've been focusing on. And now for sort of, I guess, magical, like witchy type items. Like, I guess we'll lump that into a category. Magical, witchy things, things that I've gotten over the past couple months that I've just in love with and have been using. So let's see. First up is this goddess figure here. This is Bridget. This is a representation of the goddess Bridget. And as we know, we passed Imbolc just in February. So I did get her right around that time. I work with Bridget quite a bit in my spiritual practice. So I was very happy to get this. This is by Bridget's Grove. I will definitely put links to a lot of this stuff in the description box, but Bridget's Grove it makes a lot of goddess devotional. They host the 30 Days of Goddess practice, which I have participated in, but you can see she's got this beautiful belt with this Celtic like spiral, like Triskele symbol, and she has a green, sort of like a bluish green bead. So yeah, so she's just absolutely beautiful. So this is the goddess Bridget. They have all different goddess representations that you can get from their Etsy shop. Like I said, I will link everything below. But I love my Bridget. I put her on my Imbolc mini altar, my sort of mini goddess altar that I have right here in my sacred space. I have an actual working altar in the other room, but she stays here. So she's always here. Something else that I actually got from Bridget's Grove is this little bear, this pewter bear talisman. If you can see, he kind of looks like he's climbing a tree. I absolutely adore bear energy. And it's one that I'm drawn to quite a bit, and I have been for the last year and a half or so. The back says, draw upon your inner strength and potentials. But this is, like I said, a carved sort of pewter talisman. You can hold it in your hand. It fits really nice in your hands. To connect with the energy, I keep it right here again on my goddess altar. I do a lot of work with the goddess Artio, which is a bear goddess. So like I said, bear energy is one that I've been connecting with a lot over the last few years. And so I sort of researched that and sort of tried to connect with that energy. And so I saw that little talisman and I just had to have it. And I love supporting sort of small businesses on Etsy. So I like to be like a repeat customer when I see something I love, a product I love, but I love that little bear talisman. Another absolutely amazing bear, sort of bear tool, a tool to help me connect that I literally just got maybe a few days ago is this carved bear key. And hopefully you can kind of see the detail. Oh my gosh, look at that face. And on the back, there's a spiral. And so you can see it's in the shape of a key. It is on this necklace. So it is on like a little cord that you can wear. Obviously, you can hang it somewhere. You can wear it, like especially during spiritual work, like any kind of work, I can wear it, but then I can also have it right here on my altar here. Oh my God, it smells so good. And I'll read you the card that came with it. I carved this bear spirit key from naturally fallen white pine and painted over most of it with home-brewed ink made from the black walnut tree. So this is by someone named DivinityCraeft. Again, I will definitely link their socials, the Etsy shop, the Instagram. But it's just amazing. As soon as I saw this featured on their Instagram, I knew I had to have it because of my work with bear energy. And the fact that it's in the shape of a key, sort of like unlocking that energy. But they included this beautiful note. Like I said, it smells divine. Pine is one of my favorite trees. I love pine trees. But they also included the Ogham, the symbol relating to pine, representing healing, purpose, aspiration, and protection. While the black walnut relates more with authority, wisdom, the planet Jupiter, and the poison path. I just love all the correspondences included with this. And they write, this bear spirit key was created to unlock doorways of wild wisdom and natural cycles and so much more. And to be a trusted friend and guide. So I just love it so much. Because I do feel like this is, going to be a trusted guide for me. Like I said, as soon as I saw it, I had to have. So this is the bear spirit key, which is right here on my goddess altar so I can connect with that energy and connect with the goddess RTO. So I'm super excited about those sort of magical tools. In terms of magical witchy things too, I've been doing some spell work. I have my grimoire here. I know I haven't done a flip through of my grimoire. I did it like sort of my old grimoire. This is the new one for this year, which I know I haven't done a walkthrough of, but I did a Bridget Home Blessings spell jar. So I don't know if like you can see that, but so this is the spell that I put in my grimoire. So I did this home blessing spell jar around Imbolc because I connect with, obviously, the Bridget energy is strong around that time. And so it was lavender for peace, sage for positive vibes, sea salt for purity, white rice for abundance. And then I added dandelion, chamomile, and heather to call Bridget to my aid. And then carnelian to represent the keeper of the hearth, and fire agate for keeper of the flame, and garnet for healing. And then I have a little invocation that I spoke over it, and then it sat on my altar for Imbolc, and then I placed it, and now it's near the door of my home. So that was just lovely. It was a lovely spell to do. I love making spell jars. It's one of my favorite things to do. I also made a Bridget blessing oil, which I wrote about in my grimoire around February, which smells divine and is great because you can kind of anoint yourself, or myself, when I'm working with working with that Bridget energy. So hopefully I'll do an updated walkthrough of my new grimoire soon, but that's just some things that I had been working on and put in there during the past through few months, definitely in the month of February. So that's it for sort of reflections on witchy things and witchy tools and things that I've been enjoying. So now I'm going to talk about books. Okay, so sip of coffee, because I realized it's pretty much melting now. The ice is melting. So books. So a book that I got within the last few months, but I haven't started to read yet, but I wanted to share it because it's really cool. And I'm kind of excited about it. So it's this book called Craeft. Craeft spelled Craeft. An inquiry into the origins and true meaning of traditional crafts. Now this may sound completely boring to many of you, and that's fine. I completely understand. But I can read the back. I'll read the back to you, which I have to put my nice glasses on because I'm getting old and I can't see very well up close anymore. So put these lovely reading glasses on. So it says, faced with an endless supply of mass manufactured products, we find ourselves nostalgic for goods bearing the mark of authenticity. Handmade tools, local brews, and other objects produced by human hands. Archaeologist and medieval historian. Can we just stop for a second and talk about archaeologist and medieval historian? Because that's like my dream job. Like when I was younger, I wanted to be an archaeologist. So archaeologist and medieval historian, I'm completely envious. Alexander Langlands research as far back as the Neolithic period to uncover our lost sense of craft, combining deep history and detailed scientific analysis and his own experiences making traditional crafts. Craeft brims with vivid storytelling, rich descriptions of natural landscape, and delightful surprises that will convince us to introduce more craft into our lives. So that just sounds amazing. I was browsing in the bookstore and the spine, does anyone else do that? Like, does the spine of a book sort of call out to you? Like, I happened to see it on a shelf in a section that I wasn't even browsing in, and I was walking by and it just caught my eye. So I don't know if anyone else does that, where you see the spine of a book and you go over to pick it up. So I'm so glad I did, because like I said, this is something that's just right up my alley, and I'm kind of saving it. I'm going to be going on a vacation to the mountains in the summer. So I'm kind of saving this for that, because I feel like this will be a perfect read for them. But it so spoke to me because, I mean, it's true. Like, we have an endless supply of mass manufactured products. Like, we think about sites like Zulily and AliExpress, and I've never ordered from those sites. I don't really have experience, but I've ordered from Amazon, which is pretty much the same thing if we think about it. And it's convenient and it's easy, and it's easy to be like, I'm not going to order from Amazon. But throughout the pandemic, I sort of came to rely on Amazon for a lot of things. And so while I try to support small local businesses and handcrafted items, and paying a little bit more for things that are handcrafted. There's something about items that are made by someone's hand that that you've kind of seen the process. You've been able to, kind of follow a process of handmade crafts, like the Spirit Bearer key. Knowing how much love and care and craftsmanship went into that, I was so excited to have that. So this kind of like along those lines, and I'm super excited. I sort of am a nerd for medieval history. I read a lot of medieval history type books, as in terms of nonfiction. But this is in terms of the contents, like defining craft. And then he has sticks and stones. He has things about like beekeepers taming the wilds under thatch. So like thatch roofs, or using thatch for all sorts of different craftsmanship. Fire and earth, seed and sword, baskets and boats. There's just so much in here. Like I said, and it may sound so boring to so many people, but this to me is right up my alley. So I'm so happy I got this. Craeft by Alexander Langlands, an inquiry into the origins and true meaning of traditional crafts. I'm so excited about this book. So I'll definitely come back after I've read it and do like a review of it, but I'm so excited about that. So in terms of that's nonfiction. In terms of fiction, I have been reading this. The book that I've been reading right now is called The Change by Kirsten Miller. This is from the library. And the tagline says, "It's not over, it's time." So I heard about this book from Candy over at Candy Soul and Soil, and I'll link her channel. She recently did a Happies video where she talks about all the things that she's been loving, and she has such a beautiful energy. She brings so much life and vitality to this tarot tube / witchy tube / creativity space. And she really just sparks so much in me. And so she talked about this book, and I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. So I started reading it. I'm on like page 120. So not too far in, but so far I am loving it. So sort of like, without giving away too much about it, the synopsis is, there are these three women. It focuses on these three women, and all three of them are sort of middle-aged, mid-40s, late 40s. I'm 46, so that really resonates with me. And while I love reading YA, I love reading like young adult fantasy and things like that and science fiction, I was really psyched to read a book that featured magical witchy women that were my age, that are closer to my age. So as you can guess, The Change sort of deals with the changes that we go through as we approach menopause. So the lovely perimenopause, which I am in and have been in and have struggled with, and seems it's going to last and last. It seems like there's no end, but just that time in a woman's life. So there's three different women in three different sort of situations, and all three of them realize that they possess this sort of witchy power. Each of them have different powers, and they've all sort of come into their power around the same time as their body has started changing. So as they have started to enter the change. So far, it's so great. And just bonus. So I don't know if anyone ever heard about the Long Island serial killer. So that's unfortunately an unsolved case that's been going on where I live on Long Island in New York for a long time. And so this sort of has echoes of it takes place in a town on Long Island. So it's a fictional town, but the town is actually like the author took two towns that really exist and just combined their names. So it's very obvious to those of us who live out here on Long Island. So it takes place in a coastal town on Long Island. And it's about it seems to be there's a serial killer on the loose. So it's about these three women who come together to avenge these poor girls whose cases are unsolved, whose murders are unsolved. So that's the gist of it so far. I love it so far, and I can't wait to read more. And I'm so thankful that I caught it on Candy's channel, because she was so excited about it and she got me so excited about it. So it's definitely sort of a feminist, like girl power, like woman power sort of but it's fun and it's sort of sarcastic, which I'm sarcastic. And like I said, I'm right in that age range, and I'm going through the change right now. I don't have any magical, I shouldn't say that. I have magical powers. They're not like the ones in this book, but amazing. So anyone interested in that, like I said, kind of female lead characters who are closer in age to me, I'm all about it. So that's fiction. So in terms of like tarot, sort of witchy type tarot, witchy books, another book that I've been reading and I'm in the middle of is, and I'm so, I can't tell you about this book. It's Tarot and Psychology, Spectrums of Possibility by Arthur Rosengarten, Ph.D. This book is amazing. I'm pretty sure I'm going to film an entire video series about tarot and psychology because I'm so excited about it. And this, while it's, some parts of it are super technical and have a lot to do with psychotherapy and dynamics of like group therapy and like I said, psychotherapy, but it's applying tarot to those spaces. And I read tarot in a very therapeutic way, through a therapeutic lens. So this really, really interested me. I believe I got this on Amazon. I've been literally like highlighting, taking notes. I've taken a whole bunch of notes, but some of the takeaways so far for me, and I like have notes in front of me because like I said, I've been taking notes and highlighting, is that tarot can be both predictive and reflective simultaneously. That blows my mind. And that tarot captures the heartbeat of experience. It's the deck of human possibility, which again, I always view the tarot through such a human lens, and it's why I don't connect with all animal decks. Not to say that animals don't have souls and don't have relationships, because I think they do. I'm very much an animistic type person, and believe in animism in sort of my spiritual practice, but tarot for me is such a human experience, and so that resonated with me immediately, and that was like within the first few pages of this book. And how psychology is basically intrinsic to both the structure and the method of tarot itself. So we all know tarot and Jungian archetypes are linked, and how those have been linked, but this sort of takes that a step further. So again, I'm so excited. I don't want to talk too much about it because like I said, I think I'm going to film a video about this because it's been integral to my practice right now. But the author talks about how it is, but how tarot's evolving and nature, it sort of captures the sort of circulating and dynamic turning of seasons and the cycling and spiraling of change and the wholeness of the human psyche and its potential, and how that relates to the wheel of the year. It's just blowing my mind. And he also talks about how tarot is like a game, and how, we all know sort of tarot sort of came about sort of from a card game, in at least some history points to that, and that tarot is like a game and life is like a game because it's unfolding through a series of choices, strategies, random events, discoveries, victories, and defeats. So it's just blowing my mind. So I'm going to stop because I could just literally go on. And that's why I'm going to film a separate video. For people who might be interested in this and might want to get into this and sort of discuss it, I'm all about that. If anyone is interested in this, please, in the description box, let me know if you'd want to see a series of videos about tarot and psychology and how we can deepen our understanding and insights and reflections and introspection through understanding tarot through a psychological lens. Please let me know. Let me know, comment. Please comment, because I so want to discuss this with people that would be interested in this. So, and I don't want to just continue. This is a favorites video, so I don't want to continue going on about it. But tarot and psychology, it's amazing. So please let me know below. The other book that I have started and practiced that I started delving into is Ancestral Tarot. This is by Nancy Hendrickson. Uncover your past and chart your future. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this. We've heard a lot of talk about ancestor work and working with ancestors, and I just started this practice, so this is another one I'm going to be filming videos about. about my journey through this, the decks I'm using for it, why I'm using those decks. So I'm going to film a separate video about that. But yes, Ancestral Tarot. This is another one. If anyone's interested in sort of embarking on this journey together, please let me know, because I would love to connect with people who are working through this book. There's also a podcast episode, which I will try to link, featuring, that is an interview with this author. I believe it's a Fortune's Wheelhouse episode, talking all about Ancestral Tarot. So I will link that in the description box. If anyone wants to listen to that, it sort of gave me a really nice overview of what this is about and the practice and like how we can use it. So I'm super excited. So that's the other sort of tarot book that I've been delving into. In terms of books, that's really it. I started a new job. I've been really busy, so I haven't had a lot of time for reading, but I have been definitely making time for these in particular. So that's it for books. Now I'm going to go to decks finally. Okay, so decks I've been using pretty much religiously over the past couple of months has been actually a pretty focused and small amount of decks right now. I really am trying to go deep with a lot of decks. I filmed a video about 12 decks, for the year. I'm sort of keeping that fluid, but I have pretty much been using decks that I talked about in that video in terms of the ones that I want to focus on this year. So pretty much the tarot decks that I talk about are the ones that I have been using. So I'm sort of on track with that. And I'll link that up in the cards, my 2023 tarot decks. But so for decks I've been using pretty much religiously, it are these, just a few tarot decks. So I have this beautiful new bag that I got from Crochet Witch Wares, which I will definitely link. I think I talk about her bags all the time because I'm pretty much obsessed with them. So I have this fabulous, beautiful hand-dyed yarn bag with all these awesome colors of like grays and browns and beiges, and I got it for my Darkness of Light tarot. So this deck has been around. I'm pretty sure everyone's familiar with it. This is, I always forget what edition this is. This is the 4th edition. So this is probably the newest edition. But this deck is just amazing. I mean, it has such an amazing energy. I've been using this for ancestor work. I've been using it. I started the Decan Walk. I'll definitely link Marlena Teresa's YouTube because she is hosting and just leading and doing a fabulous job so far. We're in the first decan of the Decan Walk. So I've been using this for Aries. We're in Aries 1. I've been using this for the fabulous spread that she created as well. So if anyone's interested in doing the Decan Walk or learning more about what that is, I will definitely link her channel. I'll link the video. But yeah, so this is the Darkness of Light. This is, not much I can say about this deck. It's one of my favorites. And I've been using it, and it's just been really giving me amazing, amazing readings. Really deep, really, really meaningful and powerful readings for me. So I've been sticking with it. Like once I start to, sort of forge this relationship, and I'm getting such amazing readings from a deck, I tend to stick with it. So I've been stuck with this one. It's definitely not what I would call like a spring deck or anything like that. Definitely doesn't have those vibes, but I find I'm definitely moving away from a seasonal tarot practice, oddly enough. There's certain seasons, there's definitely decks, but this one is, I find them just, it's whatever I'm being called to use. The other tarot deck, like honestly, like tarot deck, everything else is Oracle, oddly enough, that I have in front of me. The only other tarot deck that I've been using is the Magical Nature Tarot, and I have a full walkthrough, so I'll link that in the cards. I have a full walkthrough of this deck. It is absolutely stunning. It is earthy. It is beautiful. It is literally grounded in the earth because it is made with plants and trees and herbs and oils that all come from nature. The cardstock is an eco herbage cardstock, literally made from plants. So this deck is grounded in nature, quite literally. And I have been using this when I found that now I have this deck. When I don't feel grounded, this is the deck I'm reaching for, because this deck will immediately give me that grounding energy that I'm searching for. It is beautiful. The cardstock is amazing. I love this cardstock. It's different, like I said before, so different than what I have, but this deck, again, is giving really beautiful. It has a really gentle energy, but it's also very powerful. And like I said, it's so grounding that this is when I feel like I'm untethered, and I sort of feel, and I've needed that a lot because of a lot of changes that have been going on in my life, big changes. This deck is super grounding. So the Magical Nature Tarot, it's amazing. It smells like rosemary. It's such an experience, this deck. It's a full-on sensory experience, and I absolutely adore it. So that's really the only other tarot deck that I've been using. Everything else is Oracle, believe it or not. I don't even use Oracle that much. At least I didn't, and now I'm using it quite a bit. So the Oracle decks that I've been using, this is the Women's Runes deck. This is produced by Bridges Grove. So I will definitely, like I said, link that, because I have so many things I've talked about that are by Bridges. But this is Women's Runes. So this is based on a system that was developed by someone else that they are now producing. So this is a very goddess-centered practice. This is part of the 30 Days of Goddess. I've been using it as a rune, basically like a rune a week, or whenever I feel like I need to pull a new rune and focus on that energy. So what I do is I pull it and I focus on the keywords, because it does have keywords on it. So this is the Great Wheel, Rune of Infinity, Completion, Wholeness, Universality. So I will draw this in my journal and then just reflect on it, and sort of just reflect on the energy. And I'll usually like write, what I feel like it means, any correspondences I can think of. And then usually I'll go back and reflect on how it went, like basically how I saw this rune manifest in my life, if that makes sense. So those are the Women's Runes. You can get these on Bridges Grove Etsy. They have it in the Etsy shop. You can get just the cards, or the cards and the book. I have just the cards because I tend to use them pretty intuitively. But so those are the Women's Runes, like I said, and you can get those on, I'm trying to think if I have a card here. Yeah, I have the Women's Runes card. Let's see. They were created in 1987 by Shekinah Mountain Water, of 41 symbols for divination and personal growth. So, and then Molly Reamer from Bridges Grove, she's the author of the guidebook. So she created a guidebook based on this system. But yeah, so definitely check it out if it's something that you feel like you would be interested in. The other deck that I've been using pretty much every day is the Cottage Witch Oracle by Krista at Crochet Witch Tarot. Her shop is Crochet Witch Wares. It came with this adorable little crochet bag, like I said, that I'm obsessed with. But this deck is speaks directly to my little witchy soul, because I am a cottage witch. I consider myself a hearth witch. This is sort of just right up my alley. It's very simple, but it's very beautiful and very effective. So again, I pull a card every day before I head out for my day, before I start my day, and I just sort of reflect on what that means. Lately, I've just been literally pulling a card. There's a keyword on each card. So this is toad, and the keyword is shelter. So I just sort of take a minute to think about what that means for me. And then I sort of create a little mantra for myself based on the keyword. So like the other day, one of the days this week, I think it was Tuesday, I pulled fear. The keyword was fear. I think it was turkey. I think it was the turkey card, but the keyword was fear. And so I sort of just thought, okay, I'm not going to let fear get the best of me. So that's what I said. I said, I'm not going to let fear is not going to get the best of me today. And I had a lot of fearful moments because I started a new job last week. So, you know, with the anxiety that comes along with it, there's some fear of the unknown. So I just basically said to myself, I'm not going to let fear get the best of me. So that's how I've been using this. It does pair really nice with a lot of decks, but I've been using it lately as just a card a day. Energy for the day is definitely this one. I love it because it can be gentle, but it can also, you know, have like a little kick, a little reminder, right? Like that we're not going to let fear get the best of us. So, so definitely been using the Cottage Witch Oracle religiously. The other deck that I've been using is the Divine Nature Oracle. I did a walkthrough. No, I did a deck, a video where I paired this deck, where I like sort of had fun sort of picking out decks that I thought this would go with, because I did have decks in mind immediately. Those are the backs. Again, I'm not really like much of an oracle person. I find that I have to, like, it's very specific oracle, and these are glossy. I apologize. So they're definitely catching some glare, but they're really pretty. They have just the title of the card on them, but the titles are expansive enough for me to get meaning out of them. I have been pairing this with decks, definitely, but I've also, again, been pulling like a weekly energy. So this is more of a weekly practice for me right now. So this one's called Call on Courage. Again, I apologize for the glare. But yeah, so I've been pulling this as a weekly energy. So this is the Divine Nature Oracle. I believe this is a US Games. Yes, it's a US Games deck. It's really beautiful. It has a really, really nice energy. And like I said, I've been using it for weekly. So a weekly energy. So usually like today or tomorrow, I'll pull one of these for the week. The only other deck that I've been slightly obsessed with, and it's not even a full deck yet, is the Memento Mori expansion pack. So this is the Folk Magic collection. So this is by, Black in the Moon, Claire Goodchild at Black in the Moon. So I have the Memento Mori Oracle on pre-order because it was out of stock. So this is another printing. So it's on pre-order, so it hasn't come to me yet. And I'm like, I cannot wait. But then I realized, wait a second, I want that Folk Magic expansion. So here's the backs. This is a very popular oracle. It just took me a while to get on board with it. But where I'm at now in my life, this is perfect. I recently added Antique Anatomy, so I'm starting like to get to know that. And now the Memento Mori Oracle is just something else, man. And I cannot wait to get that deck in my hands. But this is the Folk Magic expansion. There's a few different expansions, but I was worried that this was going to sell out. So I went ahead and I got this because I wanted to have this when the actual deck comes in. And this is so cool. I'm so excited to have this, just to start working with this now, like to kind of get to know it. But this is great because this has a really witchy aesthetic. Again, it speaks to my soul on a witchy sort of level. So here we have runes, we have feather, and again, it has that very Victorian, antique Victorian, so like book plates, right? So every card says plate and then has the name and then has a number. So this is Wishbone. Apron, and every card has sort of the wildflowers, herbs and things, very, very like, so very nature oriented. Like every card has the flowers. This is Spell. So this, I knew I definitely had to have. Of all the expansions, this is the one that I knew that I had to have. So this is the Memento Mori, just the expansion pack, the Folk Magic collection. I think there's like 30 cards in here. So I cannot wait to get the, like I said, the actual deck. But for now, I'm going to be enjoying this. I've been enjoying it. I've been getting to know it. So yeah, so I think it's going to be great because I'll get to know this. And then once the actual Oracle deck comes, I'll be able to combine it. And yeah, and I'll really be able to start working with it. But for now, I have this little taste of the Memento Mori, which I'm super excited about. So I've been loving that. But that's pretty much it. Those are the decks. It's really, like I said, not too many. Those are the ones. I have also been working with the Terra Volatile, not as much, like just sort of recently took that out, because I'm trying to introduce that as part of some work that I'm doing with the Ancestral Tarot. So, So yeah, so Terra Volatile, but other than that, those are the decks really that I've been using. So thank you for sticking around. I know this was probably long, I'm sorry, but please, if you liked it, give it a like. If you don't subscribe, please consider subscribing. I do have fun stuff planned for the channel, and please let me know if you'd be interested in tarot and psychology or the Ancestral Tarot. Please check out the Decan Walk. I will link everything below if you're interested in that. There's a whole bunch of us sort of collaborating and doing that together, supporting each other through that, especially for those of us who are so confused because we're not really astrologers and we're really trying to go deeper with that in our practice. So please, any questions about anything, I'll try to link stuff below, but I appreciate you so much. Thank you for sticking around and hanging out with me for a little bit, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.